Albuquerque Transit reporting a rise in crimes on the transit system from last year. Corey Howard joins us live with a shift in security that may be contributing to more reports.
Well, Ron, crimes such as aggravated assault, battery, and vandalism have gone up. Meanwhile, crimes such as narcotics have gone down. Now let's get more into this report. This report was released by ABQ Rise. It's their quarter report. Right now there are 3 law enforcement agencies and security agencies that respond to calls on buses and at bus stops and facilities. Now they can be Albuquerque police officers, community safety officers, or even Metro Security Division. Now Albuquerque Transit Director Leslie Keener highlighted the total number of calls they responded to is almost identical to last year. A bigger percentage of those calls, though, are proactive calls. The transit officials say that this trend comes as they shift to relying on APD as their main security partner.
We've seen kind of our monthly calls remain pretty flat over the prior quarter last year, but we have seen our reactive calls drop 47%, while our proactive calls have gone up 20%. So again, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we have made this shift to transit safety officers that are present and dedicated to transit safety. So they're already out on the network, they're visible, and I think that helps to deter a lot of behavior.
Now, transit officials say that the shift towards APD is part of an ongoing strategy to fight crime on the bus system. They also say it helps them collect data a little bit easier. Reporting in Albuquerque, Corey Howard, KOAT, Action 7 News.
Corey, thank you. Transit security teams responded to more than 5,000 calls from July through September. Could you hold the key to solving a missing persons case? As part of our Outcry series, we shared the story of Melissa Montoya.
She was quiet. She was very friendly. She was funny. She was sweet. She was a good person. So I had seen her a couple of weeks prior to her disappearance. She had told me that she was no longer in her relationship and that she was looking forward to spending more time with her family and her friends, that now she was free.
Since then, a number of tips have come into the Jicarilla Apache Nation Police. KOAT has since learned, because of our Outcry story on her, a leading witness has since passed, but there are some people who believe they know where Melissa's body is.
So it does appear like there was some other individuals involved in the case. I do believe that the Archuleta County Sheriff's Department is currently coordinating another search that's going to be done. I believe that they're just trying to figure out when they're going to do that search, kind of based on the coordinates from the interviews that they've been having with potential witnesses.
The Jicarilla Apache Nation Police Department is still asking for help. If you know anything that could potentially bring Melissa home, you're asked to call the police department at the number on the screen, 575-759-3222. And if there's a case of a murdered or missing Indigenous loved one you think we should cover, send us a tip to our email, outcry@koat.com. New on 7 this hour, New Mexico United holding open tryouts for next season. They're available to male players ages 17 and older. They'll be happening January 10th at Kramer Fields in Southeast Albuquerque. This marks the 5th open tryout by the club since its 2019 inaugural season. In his first year, United signed both Josh Goss and Philip Beigel through open tryouts. And new on 7, Lobo football head coach Jason Eck has been named Mountain West Coach of the Year. He's led the Lobos to an historic season, earning the most wins by a first-year coach in program history. And Eck, as you probably know, just signed a 5-year extension with the school. And his son, Lobos linebacker Jackson Eck, was named Co-Defensive Player of the Year. So a big day for the Ecks and the Lobos. And the UNM women's basketball team getting set to hit the road in Arizona this weekend. Here's what head coach Mike Bradbury told me today about where the team stands with a 6-3 record.
I think we're right where we should be. We've beaten the 6 teams that we should be, and we've come up short in the 3 against the Power 4. I think we're getting closer. We lose a 1-possession game to Cincinnati down in Florida. So I think we're moving in the right direction. I'm happy with that, and hopefully we keep going that way.
Tip-off against Arizona in Tucson on Sunday is at 2 p.m. The Lobos' next home game is Saturday, December 13th. Want to see the best holiday lights that Duke City has to offer? Well, KOAT is your place to be for 25 nights of lights every day leading up to Christmas. We will feature a light display in Albuquerque on KOAT.com. You can keep track there or scan the QR code on the screen, which will take you to our list as we add new homes and an interactive map showing you where the best displays can be seen in person. Now we take a look at Red River Ski Resort. Still some clouds in the sky, but the sun is peeking through, hitting those mountains just beautifully right now. And a fresh batch of snow is on the way. Here's Cristiana Ramos.
Yeah, lots of people are excited about that, and we are just less than 24 hours out. We could be seeing impacts as early as tomorrow morning for northern portions of the state. Right now, pretty quiet out there. Beautiful blue skies, 51 degrees, so still chilly and a bit breezy. Expect that throughout the next couple of hours. We can see temperatures quickly dropping off into the 30s by the dinner hour around 7 o'clock, and then low 30s by 11 p.m. tonight. So really cold forecast as we head into tomorrow morning. You can see sub-freezing temperatures throughout the area, 29 degrees at the Sunport. So expect frosty conditions. And yes, we are tracking that snow for you. We are going to go into impact mode late Wednesday for the Albuquerque area, and that's going to last into Thursday morning. We're going to time that all out for you in your full forecast next.
Thanks, Cristiana. And new on 7 this hour, at least $3 million in grant funding is going towards several infrastructure projects across New Mexico. The money is coming from the State Economic Department's Outdoor Recreation Division. They say more interest in this type of help is on the rise, with 11 first-time applicants in this round of recipients. Some of those include the Continental Divide Trail Coalition in Cibola County and the communities of Hatch and Sunland Park in Doña Ana County. This Thursday in Las Cruces, the New Mexico Department of Transportation is hosting a free car seat fitting clinic to show parents proper methods on installation, how to select a car seat, and more. It's from 3 to 5 p.m. at Cisbaro Buick GMC in Las Cruces. No appointment is necessary. All you need to attend is to bring a car seat, the seat's manual, and if possible, the child who uses the seat. Coming up, the store is offering custom Christmas cards this year and how these retailers are making sure your personalized messages get to your loved ones on time. Plus, a new legal battle between rapper 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs over a new Netflix documentary depicting the days leading up to Combs' arrest in New York last year.
Watching KOAT Action 7 News.
There's a new legal fight between 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs. Here's ABC's Hannah Battah.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction months later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
Combs is currently serving more than 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Up next, the story of a group of friends from New Mexico on a journey to make a film about climbing the tallest volcano in North America.
KOAT Action 7 News.
All right, so chilly and dry conditions this afternoon, but Christiana, change is coming on the way tomorrow, you tell us.
Tomorrow, yep, and actually better chance for some snow in Albuquerque.
All right.
So, that's what we're tracking for you guys. Impact weather for Wednesday night into Thursday for the Albuquerque area. Earlier impacts for northern portions of the state. Southern Colorado already seeing some snow right now on radar. So Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that's when we're going to go into impact mode. Scattered rain, wintry mix in there, light coating, about 2 inches in the foothills area. And there is going to be some slick spots Thursday morning for your early morning commute to work and school. So just keep that in mind to get slow out on the roads. It's going to be the big story for the next 24 hours to 48 hours. So looking at wind gusts right now, that's what we're tracking this afternoon. You can see 31 mile per hour wind gusts in Santa Rosa area, 24 in the Carlsbad area. So Eddy County does have a high wind warning in effect as well. So just keep that in mind and to, again, take it slow on the roads. As far as snow goes, quiet throughout the state. You can see a little bit more cloud coverage up towards northwestern portions of the state. Some snow throughout southern Colorado area. Now there is a winter weather advisory in effect tonight into Thursday morning for that area because of 4 to possibly 8 inches of snowfall in this area. Winter weather advisory from Torrance County up towards Taos and Colfax counties because those areas also going to get 2 to 8 inches of snowfall within this time period. So extreme caution when driving and traveling because you can see this does impact I-40 and I-25 areas through San Miguel County down towards Torrance County. So that is something that we will have to keep an eye out on, and you definitely want to take it slow out on the roads the next several mornings. So we're looking at some snowfall for northwestern portions of the state through tomorrow morning, and that's going to pull through northern portions of the state, Taos, Raton areas as we head into early afternoon, and then after 6 o'clock, we see snow showers make their way into the Albuquerque area, and that's going to last overnight into early Thursday morning. You can see also impacting the Sacramento Mountains, south central portions of the state, Ruidoso area, eastern portions of the state, and then by Thursday afternoon, this clears out, it dries out. Also, cold temperatures is going to be the big story as we head into tomorrow morning as well. As far as snowfall totals go, you can see highest amounts are going to be up into the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. You could see in Albuquerque less than 1/10 of an inch. So right now, though, like we said, the foothills area could possibly get about 2 inches of snowfall is what some models are showing. Northwestern portions of the state for tomorrow, we are going to be seeing a slight snow chance out there, especially for the Farmington area. 30s, 40s for those highs. You could see we dry out through the end of the week into the weekend, and we are slightly getting warmer into the upper 40s, but still going to be pretty cold mornings out there. Southwestern portions of the state, 40s, 50s, and 60s, low 50s, at least through the end of the week. Pretty dry into the Silver City area, but you could see really cold mornings as well. So you definitely want to bundle up. Milder temperatures as we head into Sunday and into the early half of next week in the low 60s. So that's going to be about a 10-degree difference from the temperatures that we're seeing the next several afternoons. Southeastern portions of the state, 50s and 60s out there. Roswell staying dry, a bit cooler for Thursday afternoon, but you can see in the low 60s by Saturday afternoon and then in the mid 60s by Sunday. Northeastern portions of the state, 30s and 40s for tomorrow. There is a slight chance of overnight showers into Thursday. That's impact weather because of the snow in Las Vegas, really keeping us cool, but then we're drying out for the weekend. You can see those temperatures quickly warming up in the low 50s. North central portions of the state, 30s and 40s out there, same deal. We're going to go impact mode for Wednesday and Thursday because of the snow that's going to be moving through these areas. So you want to make sure that you are cautious when taking it out on the roads. And then as we head into the weekend, it does dry out, and you can see temperatures quickly warming up. North central portions of the state, 40s and 50s out there, with our best chance for rain and a snow mix overnight Wednesday. So we're going to go about 7 p.m. is when we're going to go into impact mode. That's going to carry through until Thursday morning, and then you can see we dry out by Friday and we warm back up into the 50s as we head into the weekend, and much milder temperatures as we head into the first half of next week.
All right, Christiana, thanks. Tonight you are invited to the premiere of a new documentary. Across Together is about young New Mexicans traveling to Mexico to climb the tallest volcano in North America. It's a story of 9 New Mexicans selected to be a part of the Semilla Project to go on the expedition. The goal is to help reconnect them with their culture. Isaac DeLuna is the film's executive producer.
The movie is really trying to start a conversation in young people and anyone here in the state and anyone really watching about, just how important it is that having the ability to tell our stories,